Hello everyone and welcome back to my opinion. And in this video I'll be previewing Chennai Super Kings' fourth match versus the Delhi Capitals. Let's get into this preview. And disclaimer, you may hear some background noise during this video. Apologies for that. There's some renovation works going on in the neighboring house and that's why you may hear such noise. So starting off with Chennai, Rutraj Gaikwad, because of the injury he picked up in the previous match versus Rajasthan, he may not be available to play this match. Therefore, MS Dhoni is rumored to take up the captaincy for this match. Now, the Dhoni fan in me, the CSK fan in me, would be very happy if Dhoni does captain, especially in Chennai. And there are some rumors attached to that there's been some speculation going on to say he said he'd like to play his last match in Chennai and he'd be captain while doing that as well. Would he walk away very early on in the season? And in my view, that would not happen. He'll stick around until at least the end of this season. I don't think he's someone who would walk away early on. And especially when the captain is not available, you're captaining a match very early on in the season, then you're walking away. It's not something that he would do, so I have no concerns about that. And I talked about the playing 11 combinations for CSK from the previous match. And if you're looking at their four overseas players, they've got two assured starters in Rachin Ravindra and Noor Ahmed, and the other two they are experimenting with. Now, according to me, they can go in three ways and they can look to optimize that combination, especially considering the other two overseas players, to cover up the deficiencies in their squad and in their playing 11, and I'll get into that now. So one way they could go is they could play, and I've said this many times before, play two overseas openers in Devon Conway and Rachin Ravindra. Devon Conway can be that third overseas player. Your batting is weak. And who else in the squad? Yes, there are Sheikh Rashid and Andre Siddharth, two very talented local players. If you're looking at someone who's been there and done it, then Devon Conway, definitely you'd put him in there, because you can put him in there because you don't know who your other two overseas players are going to be on a regular basis. And if Rutraj Gaikwad were to be available, you've got him at number 3 after those two, Tripathi 4, Shivam Dubey 5. I've said they should do this many times. Then you've got much better batting assurance, probably the best batting assurance you could have given the squad you've got. And they've played Matisha Patriana in the last couple of games, and people will say he bowled well the previous match. He restricted Rajasthan to 180, and I'll say this again. The CSK bang lineup cannot chase above 180. So what is the point of restricting a team to 180 at the end when, as a fast bowler, it's been said elsewhere as well, and I've also held this belief for a long time, where if you are an overseas fast bowler in the IPL, you've got to be able to bowl in the power play. And I feel they should try him on the power play, because in Chennai, you've got to manage the first six overs with the seamers, and then for the rest of the 14, you've got the spinners to come into play. Now, I said they should play Anshul Kamboj from the start. They haven't done so. If they don't play him, you have another problem where they're not using the seamers in the power play, bar Khalil. If they give another over to Ashwin, then he goes to runs, people say he should be dropped. And if you're comparing his numbers after the power play and in the power play, it's a different story, and I feel he should be allowed to bowl after the power play more. If you have to bowl a spinner on the power play, if you really want to do that, I feel Noor Ahmed would be a better option than Ashwin as of now. So that if they have to bowl a spinner on the power play, it should be Noor Ahmed. Otherwise, and preferably, they should include the seamers who can bowl in the power play in their 11, so that they don't have to include the spinners early. So what I would do is Khalil Ahmed 3 overs, Anshul Kamboj at least 2 overs, you got Patirana to bowl 1 over. Then that covers things for you. Because if Patirana's bowl at the end and people are saying, oh, he's restricting them to 170, 180, this lineup can't chase it, what's the point? You've got to create that dent at the start. So if they bowl Patirana for 1 over in the power play at least, well, I think 1 over because you've got Khalil for 3 and Anshul Kamboj for 2, then I feel they should go with this combination. Now, the reason why I feel combination 2 will be a risk because they may not use players correctly. Now, you've got Sheikh Rashid and Andre Siddharth. One of those two very talented players can play instead of Rutraj, But then you've got the batting looks fairly weak because Jamie Overton is also someone who they're not going to send up the order. Dhoni is not going to bat up the order when their CSK's two power hitters as Shivam Dubey has not come to the party as of now. So if you're not sending both those two up, then if you're looking at the other players you've got when you're using an impact sub as a bowler, it looks very weak, so I do not advise them to do that, especially considering they won't use the players correctly with this combination. And if Patirana also doesn't bowl in the power play, you can't use Jamie Overton as a bowler as we saw in the previous match, so they will struggle with that. And the third combination where you've got Rachin Ravindra, Noor Ahmed, and you've got, if you're playing both Jamie Overton and Sam Curran, you've got to use them as batting. Now, I'm not saying they should do. I'm not saying they should do that. I'm saying it's an option for them. You've got to use them as batting all-rounders. Now, in this case, Anshul Kamboj bowls with the new ball. You've got Khalil Ahmed bowling with the new ball. Sam Curran against RCB only went for 15 runs in the 2 overs that he bowled. I don't know why they bowled him in the last over to Tim David. So if you've got 6 overs in the power play there, Ashwin, Noor Ahmed, Jadeja, Jamie Overton doesn't have to bowl. Sam Curran doesn't have to bowl more than 1 or 2 overs. So then you could use both those two up the order because they're batting all-rounders. And again, the risk is, because you haven't got Ruturaj Gaikwad either or Devon Conway in this third 11, then if you don't use Jamie Overton and Sam Curran up the order, then you're weakening the batting lineup more. So that's why I don't feel they should play this 11 either. What they should do is combination 1, play Devon Conway, bowl Matisha Patena for 1 over in the power play to give them the best chance to succeed. And now for the Delhi Capitals. Now, unlike CSK, CSK have got backup options, but are you putting trust in them to break into the starting 11 apart from a few names? I don't think so, right? For Delhi, you've not got the backup options, and I've said this from the start. Highbrook put out of the tournament. They should have signed Johnny Bairstow when no one else is looking to sign him. Now they've got 6 overseas players, and one of those players being Donovan Ferreira. If Jake Fraser-McGurk fails in this match, where I think he'll find it tough on the subs against that spin attack, then it's where if Jake Fraser-McGurk fails in this match, are you going to open with Donovan Ferreira? No, because he's not an opening batsman. He's not a consistent batsman. He bats lower down the order, and has he given as consistent of a match-winning contributions even in other leagues? I don't think so. So he's not a backup for anyone in this combination. Dushmanta Chamira is not a backup for Stark, so they have to play this team. I don't know when Natarajan will be fully fit, and they've been doing okay without him. If he comes back, this will strengthen this bowling attack more. So the way I think they should go is Faf du Plessis opening, Jake Fraser-McGurk at number 2, KL Rahul 3, rather than batting at 4, Abhishek Porel 4, Tristan Stubbs 5, Akshar Patel number 6, Ashutosh Sharma 7, Mitchell Stark 8, Kuldeep Yadav 9, Mohit Sharma 10, Mukesh Kumar 11, and you can put the impact sub as Vipraj Nigam, who I don't know why they've bowled him before Kuldeep Yadav. I feel that's the reason why they haven't won the matches by a great of a margin as they should have won. But if they bowl Kuldeep Yadav ahead of Vipraj Nigam and use him more as a batsman, I think that would work better for them. KL Rahul's got a bat at number 3. You saw in the previous match, I think it's 15 or 5, batting at 4. I thought it was a net run rate boosting situation. On a surface like this, are you going to back him to do that if he walks out after the power play? I don't know, which is why he should bat at 3, where he can also provide a greater foundation, because you don't know what Fraser-McGurk is going to do either. KL Rahul, if he's looking to go more aggressively, he can play that double role. Faf du Plessis can play the double role. Abhishek Porel is slowly growing in stature, and he's a good player spin. He can be used at number 4 in the middle over. So this is how I think they should go. Mitchell Stark took 5 wickets in the previous match. I'm still not convinced by the way he took it. It's not a surprise to me that he's taking wickets, but I'd like to see closer to the old Mitchell Stark, where he could back him to both quality deliveries and contain the runs as well. I don't know if we will see that, but he's a wicket taker without a doubt. Mukesh Kumar can bowl at the end and can bowl at the start and can bowl at the end. And Natarajan, I hope he's back, and he can also bowl across the 3 phases in the innings. So this bowling attack looks very good, and the batting, because of the return of KL Rahul, Ashutosh Sharma, you saw what he has done. I feel this batting, well, being able to play Faf du Plessis as well, it looks much better than what I thought it would look like. If they sign Johnny Bairstow and play him ahead of Jake Fraser-McGurk, then I feel that with this batting side and this bowling side, yes, they haven't got backups, but you may not need as many backups if all those in that 11 go well. And so that is what I would say for them. And now on the comparison of 11s. I usually compare the 11s that I would go for than what they would go for. But for CSK, I don't know what they would go for. So for now, I'm just comparing with what I would go for. So in Chennai, you've got to get to the 55 for 1 in the power play. And which top 4 from the batting sides are going to help you get there? The CSK, Devon Conway, Rachin Ravindra, Vijay Shankar, Rahul Tripathi. For Delhi, Faf du Plessis, Jake Fraser-McGurk, KL Rahul, and Abhishek Purral. For Chennai, Devon Conway is someone who plays slowly. Rachin can play a double role. Vijay Shankar, I feel he's more likely to play free when batting at number 3 rather than at 5 on this type of surface. Rahul Tripathi has not been in great confidence. Faf du Plessis, we know what he can do. Fraser-McGurk has not been in confidence, but he knows he's an aggressive player. KL Rahul in confidence. Abhishek Purral is growing in stature. So as I've done for the other matches, the DC top 4 has got an edge over the CSK top 4. And now in the middle order, you shouldn't get bogged down by the spinners at the batting side, and you should know how to score runs in the latter 10 overs as it gets difficult with the ball getting softer. So for the CSK middle order, Vijay Shankar, Rahul Tripathi, Shivam Dube, Ravindra Jadeja compared with KL Rahul, Abhishek Purral, Tristan Stubbs, and Akshar Patel. Vijay Shankar is not a power hitter, so I don't know what he's going to do in the latter 10 overs of the innings. Rahul Tripathi has not been confident. Shivam Dube hasn't arrived to the party thus far, but I back him to do well. And Jadeja, I'll say this again, he takes 14 balls to score boundaries against spin. In the RCB match, 14 off 14, then 18 off 15, and 24 off 16 with the 6 off Surya Sharma. The previous match, 32 off 21. How many boundaries off the spinners? 0. He is a pace hitter who takes that 14 balls to hit against spin. People are saying, oh, well, why isn't he giving the finishing kick at the end? And I'll say this. There's someone who can bat at number 5 in Test match cricket against spinners and can score centuries in India and outside India. Is he a bad player of spin? Is he someone that can't give you that finishing kick? No. The problem is, well, not a problem, it's just something which is part of his game where he takes that time against spin, and if you're sending him out earlier when the spinners are there rather than at the end when the seamers are more likely to be bowling, then it's a strategical error on your part. I don't get the point of or the justification in blaming that player. MS Dhoni is also a pace hitter. So you're comparing that with Delhi. KL Rahul, a very good player of spin and pace. Abhishek Purral is going in stature. Tristan Stubbs is a decent player of spin, especially I think on better batting services on this service against these bowlers. I don't know how he would do. He's slowly returning to form. Akshar Patel has been very good form. Ashutosh Rai, we know what he can do. So once again, the middle order edge is for Delhi Capitals. The fast bowling edge strike up front for CSK, Anshul Kamboj, Khalil Ahmed, and 1 over of Patirana, compared with Mitchell Stark, Mukesh Kumar, and I think they'll manage with Mohit Sharma. So for CSK, Khalil Ahmed is bowling very well. Anshul Kamboj has been fantastic in the domestic circuit. Patirana, if you can bowl 1 over in the power play. Compared with Mitchell Stark, he's been picking up wickets, not been as convincing with the quality of deliveries that he's bowled. Mohit Sharma isn't a power play bowler as much. He can bowl the slow deliveries, but I think he can go okay with his experience. And Mukesh Kumar can bowl the start as well and can bowl at the end, of course. But in this case, because of the names, you may go for Delhi Capitals, but because of the confidence that the CSK bowlers have got, especially Khalil Ahmed and Anshul Kamboj, with how he's been going in the domestic circuit, I feel despite you can give Delhi the edge because of names, the CSK bowlers can definitely do something in the power play. And spin, CSK spinners are the best spin attack in the league, despite Delhi have also got Akshar Patel and Kuldeep. So CSK have got the spin edge. So overall, my gut feel tells me that CSK will win. And I think it's a lot. It's because MS Dhoni is the captain. I think who trusts spinners more than Rutraj Gaikwad would do. But if you're comparing both teams on paper, I feel you've got to say Delhi Capitals have got the edge. They've won their first 2 matches, and I feel they've got the batting edge. For all the teams thus far, I've said the batting edge over CSK is what may dictate things. CSK have what the reason why I'd said they'd beat Mumbai, the reason why I'd said they'd beat RCB, because I thought in the middle overs, I was thinking who is going to be that player is going to take things forward. RCB found a way, Mumbai Indians didn't find that way. Rajasthan were said a very good play of spin. Then you've got Delhi where their bat. I think they'll be confident after winning the first game in a heist, and the second match was a crushing victory. So because of that, I feel Delhi have got the edge on paper, but my gut feel says CSK would win. Let's see how this goes. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, share it with your friends, but this is my opinion. What's yours?